I want to preface this episode with the unfortunate fact that I ran out of alcohol that are like in cans, so we don't have the noise. We just have bottled alcohol today. So while Adrian and I open all the alcohol, Jeremy is going to make the can noise for us.
Right.
Yeah. So sue us, I guess. Like.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of, I don't have anything to open this bottle with, so Jeremy?
Oh, yeah. Do you have the bottle opener that Adrian lovingly bought you in Mexico?
You know what? I do have it, yeah.
Can we use it?
Please.
No, it's at my house.
I gave it to you for this specific reason.
Here's the thing. For a second there, I reached in my pocket. I was like, I don't even have my keys. Where did they go?
How did I get here?
Here's the thing.
No, it's the Christmas tree one still.
It might not be the most useful one, but I will also add, I don't care. This one has a screwdriver on it. Yours didn't have a screwdriver on it.
That's fair.
My options were one has a skull and the other one has a screwdriver.
But yours sucks.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you want to use yours instead?
You know, I was really hoping you wouldn't bring that up because I don't have one. Can I borrow that?
Okay. Oh, give me one of the bottles.
We actually do have one, by the way.
Open one of mine.
Because every time you're like, it sucks, it doesn't work. And I'm just like, oh, yeah?
Yeah?
I'm not done yet. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it would be open by now with the real one.
Here's the thing. If you didn't kill yourself, I wouldn't go to your funeral.
Wait, what? All right, thanks for the... you didn't make the noise, though.
Yeah, I did. I just said if you didn't kill yourself, I wouldn't go to your funeral.
Oh, yeah,
and you said, what? That's how bottle. That's the sound effect.
That's how can sound when they're open.
You also forgot to say the thing.
Oh, welcome back to another episode of...
Opening a bottle with a bad church key. Is that what I was supposed to say?
What's the name of Cryptid? I've never been more defeated this early in a recording session.
Did you see how quickly I opened that up? That was skill.
Yeah, it was
this is
minute.
Delicious.
Is it? All right.
Yeah.
Hang on. What flavor do you have? By the way, so the alcohol that we did end up getting because
I ran out. Yeah.
So there's this pizza place like right across the street from my office, and they just
Jeremy's still
ASMR?
opening. Jeremy's still opening the bottle, by the way. Oh, there it goes.
Nice, thank you. Mm-hmm. But yeah, they just happen to sell
the Seagrams
that we love.
But these are flavors I've never seen before from the regular Seagrams. They're all like Italian ice themed. Like I have a lemon Italian ice, and I think Adrian's
a mango Italian ice.
Yeah.
What's the Italian ice?
It's a slushy from the Mediterranean Sea.
By the way, these are
You're thinking of
delicious.
They're incredible, right? This is really good. Watch, it's like 2%. It's 3.2. I mean, that's more than I thought it would be.
Seagrams, please sponsor us. Please.
That would be my favorite, dude. You don't even have to pay us. Just send us alcohol for the show. Jeremy's like, I would like to be paid.
Yeah, I definitely throw some money in there, like a $50 voucher
that can be spent on any order of Seagrams.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Yeah. I don't think any of us have a real anecdote today, so we can just jump right into it.
Can I, for some reason, this story... I don't know why I was about to preference it like this because it's not true at all, but I was about to be like, this story might come off as racist, and then I was going to talk about me driving again, and I was just going to be like, yeah, I don't know why I said that. I
do like that you're covering your bases, though, where it's like, it's not racist.
it's not racist.
Well, it might come off as racist.
Yeah, it definitely will, because you're going to be like, oof,
but that's just because of our own preconceived notions about you.
Well, here's the thing. We spent an entire episode last week where I was like, maybe fucking a corpse isn't too bad.
That has become the biggest meme amongst us, by the way, like since that episode, where Jeremy will pop in and people who aren't even on the show are going to be like, you had a fruit roll up lately, Jeremy?
See, here's the thing. First of all, the answer is always yes. Leveling up. Although I gotta say, after we did that episode, I feel like we didn't talk about certain things that just felt really obvious to talk about, and that was just how much bullying there would be if you fucked a corpse to become a skinwalker versus someone's like, I killed my brother in cold blood, and he's like, yeah, well, I fucked a corpse I just found laying on the ground. It's like, what a fucking loser move you just did right there. He's like, yeah, but I got the same powers as you, bud. It's like, yeah, okay. We're going to go jack off a skeleton while you're at it.
What would you jack off on a skeleton?
You grab the bone.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Anyway, so I'm driving along.
Oh right, yeah. There's a story.
There is a story here. I'm driving along, and I was not going to talk about this until I, literally 20 minutes ago, was just like, you know, I don't really go into this town very much, but I'm constantly blown away at how you make one wrong turn and suddenly
you are lost.
Yeah, it's like the town's like, oh, we're like a metropolis city, and I literally went one street over. I'm like, how am I in farmland territory already?
It's interesting because we shoot this in Riverside, California. That's not doxing. It's a big city, but Riverside is weird because it's like, here's a big metropolitan area, and it's just surrounded by nothing. Mm-hmm. Nothing at all.
Literally cross the freeway, and it's like dirt lots.
It's just dirt. Yeah, it's not even like farms. It's just dirt.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I crossed a bridge, and right as I was about to do it, it said narrow bridge, and I thought, well, it's implying that the bridge is
narrow. Yeah. Smaller than the average.
Yeah, like maybe I'd really have to squeeze through. Maybe it'd only allow one car. And I do not know if this was the intention, but the bridge was literally 2 feet. Like it was a gap of like, and so I was like, did you mean narrow in like length? Like if I was driving over that gap and somebody just put like a plank down, I honestly would have felt perfectly safe. Like I would not have thought about that twice. Like yeah, just put a 2x4 right there. I was like, yeah, it's not that big.
Yeah, like your car's moving fast enough that it'll just go over that gap anyway.
My car tire, I don't think would fit in the hole that this bridge. But yeah, I was just driving along and I'm like, oh my god, I really hope I'm not getting into the nasty neighborhood of just empty parking lot to Riverside where there's nothing for miles. Just like a highwayman's gonna come up and be like, you lost, son?
Your money or your life. And then you use your Thum and you play Skyrim.
I use the Thum to play Skyrim?
Yeah, you just shout at your TV screen.
It's like when you play on the Kinect.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, except you're just shouting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Run!
What's funny?
Snake!
What's funny is there actually is a version of Skyrim on Amazon Alexas.
Okay.
And she'll be like, you have entered a forsworn temple. A crazed, blood-stained forsworn appears in front of you. He says, your money or your life, traveler. How would you like to react? You can attack. Run.
So it's
beg.
D&D.
Yes, it kind of is.
It's more like Zork.
Yeah.
What's Zork?
You never heard of Zork?
It's the original text adventure game.
Oh, I have no
Zork
idea.
is the kind of game where you're like, whew, this is more work than play.
He's not wrong. It is hard to play Zork.
Because basically it doesn't have like a GUI. It's literally because it's just text. But more importantly, you don't even have options for what you are allowed to do. It's just very good about knowing like
parsing what you want to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it'll be like you're in a house and you can be like open door, and it'll be like you're outside. Or someday, and then it'll kind of describe the area. Like there's a mailbox over here, and then there's a forest to your left. You can go to the forest. It's like, all right, you're in the forest. It's like, go deeper into the forest. It's like, all right, now you're deeper in the forest. And for some reason, the game is structured where there's probably only like a 3x3 set of tiles. I don't know if there are multiple levels. I've never gotten that far.
Neither have I.
But there is one tile in the middle that is blocked on every single side, and I spend 90% of the game being like, okay, go forward. Oh, stop. Okay, go left. Okay, now go right. I go right again. Oh, fuck, that's the same tile that I'm getting blocked into. And then I'm just like, how do I leave? Where am I? It's like, you're in a forest. Like, I'm no in a fucking forest. Where, how do I leave? Where's the house? I was just at a house. Go forward. How am I still here?
I kind of want to play it now.
What's funny is there was actually a small version of it in the menu of Call of Duty Black Ops.
I don't even think it was a small version. I think
Not
it was
what
a
I
full
expected.
game.
Do you think it was just the full one? Okay, but potentially.
Not the game I expected.
Yeah, because you could, the menu in Call of Duty Black Ops, the first one is you were in an interrogation room, essentially, and you were bound to a chair. I forget what you had to do, but you could unbind yourself from the chair.
You just hit
and
the triggers.
Is that just like a bunch of times? That sounds right. Mm-hmm. And you could walk around and do stuff in that room, and there's a computer that has Zork on it. and you can like actually play it. But the problem was I had Black Ops on the PlayStation 3, so I had a virtual keyboard, and I was like, there's
terrible.
no world where this is going to be worth it to me.
Did you guys ever have, well, obviously you didn't, because this story would have been very different. You would have told, oh no, I just used the thing you're about to describe,
The
Jeremy.
keyboard?
Yeah, there's like a keyboard that you could put in, and you could just send like as much hate to the person who killed you. Like you could just send like a book at them. Like
you could write a Chuck Tingle novel about how bad you fucked his mom last night.
Because I remember playing Black Ops a lot, but I was never, I would rage in the comfort of my own home. Or I wouldn't be like, I'm gonna go fucking tell that guy how shit he is. He knew. Like
I recently introduced Adrian to Pokemon Unite, which is
that thing is fun. You should buy a Switch and get it.
Fucking buy a Switch to play a free game.
I will buy you a Switch.
No.
Damn.
But no, yeah,
he used to own a Switch.
I could tell he was holding back, but he would be like, where's our Charizard? And it's like, buddy, I know you have the hate bubbling inside you.
It's like, I'm a healer. You were like the
defender, yeah.
Yeah, defender. Like, we need someone with us who could deal damage. And
our Charizard are just stroking his dick in the corner.
No, he was in the center where literally nobody else was.
Yeah, because he was jungling, even though our Absol had already got all of the jungle Pokemon.
That's fucking stupid.
So he's really just running in a circle.
I think that was the game where I think I had like 10 kills and he had 0.
Yeah, and you're the
healer had 10 kills.
His point total, the Charizard's point total at the end of that game was 0. He didn't score, he didn't kill, he didn't even assist.
And he wasn't AFK.
Yeah, no, I'm just flashbacking to some of the times where I've tried to play MOBAs and I've been Charizard.
Well, no, and that's me in every other MOBA, but Unite is very simple.
It's literally for 5-year-olds.
Yeah.
And you can tell.
I remember playing Heroes of the Storm. And,
oh my God, same. And it's just like, I can shoot a gun, I think.
Because, I remember even playing Smite back in the day and being like, Smite, I have no fucking clue how to play this game. Like, it literally did not occur to me until 6 or 7 years after playing multiple MOBAs that how the fundamental game is played. I would always be like, hey, so every time, like in Smite, someone would be Thor, and then he'd be like, it didn't matter what character I was playing. Thor would walk up and just fucking hammer a nail up my ass, repeatedly. I'd be like, oh, I'm having so much fun. Ding, 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 ding. And then I'd just be like, all right, well, I guess that's a thing in this game. So I was like, next game, I'm going to be Thor. And I would run in, and they would just hammer a fucking nail up my ass using Mjolnir that they just ripped out of my hands. I'm like, I can totally get this. And I didn't even realize until far later that, when you rage quit, it doesn't take you out of the game.
Yeah.
Because it's like, no, they don't fill in. So when you go in, so I would go into games that I didn't realize I had already left, being like, I'm going to try this again, and then just be repeatedly, just spanked the entire time with Mjolnir with a fucking superglued nail.
That takes me back to, the early days of Rocket League, where you'd leave a game that you were losing 5-0, and, reconnect a minute later, just to see, whoever was on your team never quit.
Yeah.
And, it's 10-0 now.
Does it do something different now?
You just become a bot.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about today?
Today, so because I've been researching other cryptids, I keep running into just some fucking weird ones. So I'm doing another one of those rapid fire minor cryptid episodes because I had a lot of fun doing the last one. But I picked out 3 really fucking stupid cryptids to talk about. So, would you like to start in Canada?
No.
Would you like to start in Pennsylvania?
No.
Or would you like to start in Kentucky?
Okay, let's go back to Pennsylvania.
You want to start in Pennsylvania? Yeah. So Pennsylvania is my favorite one in this.
My God, please tell me that it's a knockoff of a famous thing.
It's probably going to be another Bigfoot.
It's called the Squonk.
Okay, let's go to Canada.
Well, in Canada, this might not be much better. The Canadian one I'm going to talk about is the Ogo Pogo.
Okay, what's in Kentucky?
The Pope Lick Monster.
Yep, we're going back to Pennsylvania. Let's start there.
I told you I found some weird ones today.
Why
do they call it Pope?
Here's the thing. One, don't ask that question now. He will explain that in a few minutes.
Trust me.
You don't need to offset the frustration by just slipping in the frustration when it's not asked for.
So we want to talk about the squonk then?
I guess. I fucking hate this. This is fucking stupid.
So, just wait, buddy. So the squonk is a cryptid that dates back to 1910, who was found in the hemlock forest of Pennsylvania, United States. The first recording of it was in a book by a man named William T. Cox, and the book was called Fearsome Creatures of the Lumber Woods, where Cox talked about actual creatures that live there as well as various other cryptids, but one of them was the squonk, which, according to Cox, first appeared in a desert landscape, more western. It migrated to the swamps in the south of America, and then now today settles in the forests of Pennsylvania. So it's been all over what is now the continental United States.
They've tracked this?
Cox did, apparently, yes.
Okay.
So he wrote a description of the beast, reading, quote, "The squonk is of a very retiring disposition, generally traveling about at twilight and dusk. Because of its misfitting skin, which is covered with warts and moles, it is always unhappy. Hunters who are good at tracking and are able to follow a squonk by its tear-stained trail, for the animal weeps constantly. When cornered, an escape seems impossible, or when it is surprised and frightened, it may even dissolve itself in its tears." Adrian, did you Google it?
Yes, I did.
Don't Google the rest of these, by the way. Just trust me on them. But yeah, so the squonk is so fucking ugly. The whole point is it's so ugly that if it ever sees a reflection of itself, it just starts openly weeping. But then those weeping tears also dissolve its body, which is why nobody can catch one.
Okay, so we've had some bullshit on this show before.
But you're gonna want to hold that thought for these ones.
It just feels like this is this is the first one where I've been like, here's the thing, I don't like anytime you read me one, I'm like, yeah, I don't fucking believe in that. But right now I'm just like, hold on. Not only is this not real, but this is stupid.
That is this entire episode.
I hate this.
So,
does it like rebuild itself? Like what
yes.
happened? Okay.
What?
Yes. It is believed that the creature can like reconstitute itself from its dissolved matter. Jeremy's giving me the most I want to die stare.
Okay, but like, how do you know that? Oh, you caught one, did you? Also, it turned into fucking tears? Oh, it came back? That's the only situation where I would believe that. Otherwise, you're like, yeah, we just figured.
I mean, that's essentially it, yes.
So they caught one. So this is real. Oh, this is cracking open a real animal?
Well, no, because it got away, so they couldn't prove it exists.
What do you mean it got away? It's a fucking puddle!
because the puddle then moves somewhere else and reconstitutes
itself. Why is it the sidekick in Sky High that can just melt as a superpower?
Wait, so there's
I love that you made that connection, because that is all I could think about researching it.
Wait, so there's nobody that just like caught this thing in a bucket and just like kept it until it reformed?
Well, I think it would be able to like slip out of the bucket.
So it can move?
I think.
What do you mean you think? Are you a cryptozoologist or not?
No, but it is very weird reading reports of this, because you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Later reports, by the way, of the creature claim that it moves extremely slowly, and it usually moves during the night, whereas there's no moon out. It very rarely, if ever, moves during the day or during moonlit nights, because it also likes to move across water. That's its main form of transportation, because it has webbed feet.
Why doesn't it just turn into more water and then it can...
Well, because if he sees its reflection in the water, it'll be like, man, I'm so fucking ugly, and then cry and then dissolve.
It feels like an animal that would really benefit from just melting and then flowing down river as its main like thing of transportation.
But it doesn't want to cry.
Well, it shouldn't have been so fucking ugly then. I don't know what to tell you. That's the way the world works. Also, who's he comparing himself to?
I don't know.
Like, is there another breed of this that's like the sexy kind, like
the Giga Chad squonk?
It's like some weird incel squonk. Just like, I was just born with bad genetics. That's why I look like this. Which, first of all, like, yeah, I saw the photo. You did.
Now, there actually is a legitimate taxonomy of the creature recorded.
What do you mean by taxonomy?
Like, when they give like the species name in like Latin. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do, but I don't know why. I don't know why that was so funny. But yeah,
it is the Lacrimocorpus dissolvens, which is a term made up of the Latin words for tear, body, and dissolve, referencing its ability to dissolve itself when it's with its tears when it's captured.
I just heard corpse and I was like, oh, this.
Corpus.
Yeah, but I heard corpse in there and I was just like,
and you got really horny.
I was just like, fruit roll of time.
If we ever make merch, that's got to be one which just says fruit roll of time on it.
Here's the thing: if we,
I'm a picture of a skeleton eating a fruit roll up.
Wouldn't that just
be super hot? Yeah, and that skeleton would be a skinwalker. At the end of
but
it.
I just I don't understand that as it implies the skeleton is fucking some other skeleton.
Yeah,
and we're
pretty
like,
hot,
that's weird. Right? We're like, yeah, that's a little out of line, other skeleton. By the way, I'll fucking kill myself if I somehow become even minorly famous. If literally one other person is just like, that's what we know for Jeremy is that he once joked about fucking a corpse to get superpowers, and now he has a T-shirt line, and it's rivaling Gucci.
Obviously.
People are like, oh, I want to spend $600 on a shirt, or do I want to just spend $30 on this shirt? But it, for some reason, promotes necrophilia. And every time someone asks me about it, I then am forced to be like, yeah, it's not weird. It's necrophilia. Like that's the baseline.
It's not weird. It's necrophilia.
Yeah, that's the second shirt.
Well, it's not weird if one dead guy fucks another dead guy. That's natural.
I feel like that's true, though. I don't want to live my life in a world where two dead people can't fuck.
Bro, cheers to that. So the squonk is the one that I have the least information on, by the way, because
it
what
fucking,
the fuck?
Because it just cries.
Yeah,
it makes me cry when I see a photo of it, and then I hear that explanation, and then you give me more information on it, and then I look at the photo again, and then I think to myself,
man, I could really dissolve right now. And then you start crying, openly weeping.
And then I was the squonk all along.
No, again, don't search up pictures of these. Okay. The squonk I understand, but
no. The squonk is the only one.
I'm literally, earlier today I was driving through what I can only describe the shortest bridge ever, so it didn't take that long. And I thought to myself, I just want to go home. I heard this, and I'm just like, I'm gonna go home. I'm just gonna fucking leave.
I think I said it in a previous episode. My goal with this show is to make you just stand up and walk out of the room one day.
Your goal is gonna be achieved today.
Oh my god. So the two that I have more information on are the Ogo Pogo.
If you drink a squonk, he could reconstitute and kill you.
Man, I hate that, but you're so entirely correct.
And I didn't think.
What if he just goes throughout your entire digestive?
What if we start a line of gin called Squonk Tears?
I am so glad there was an N in that sentence because I legitimately thought you were gonna say jizz.
Please, I'm not talking about the most famous form of music in Star Wars.
It's true. That is the only Star Wars music that I can name.
I know there's the rock one that Cal's listening to at the beginning of Fallen Order. Yeah, he has headphones on when he's working on the ships on Bracca.
It's
it's alien rock and roll.
I don't remember that. Well, is it
it's literally the opening.
Well, yes.
I don't remember that far.
Did you just absolutely shatter your phone on the desk?
Adrian just got a text and he looked at us and just said nope and just smashed his
It wasn't on purpose, I promise. This phone case is very slippery.
Yeah.
Do you guys have the issue where when you have a phone and it's not in a case, you're like, I cannot hold this to save my life?
1,000%, yes. Yeah. There have been times where I've taken the case off of my phone, just fiddling with it or whatever, and then I look down and I go, what have I done? And you have to put that right back on.
Yeah, I can't hold my phone. It will literally fall out of my hand.
Yeah.
And And even with the case on, it falls out of my hand. So like,
but at least it has a case on.
yeah, like I'm pretty confident dropping my phone on the floor, and I've done that a few times. People be like, "Oh, how good's your case?" I'm like, "Yeah, well, let's check it out." And I'll just drop my phone on the floor every single time. It's like the Prestige, where it's like I didn't know if it was going to be the phone that I revealed to be clear or the phone that was going to be revealed to be shattered. Took courage every time I did it.
I remember the first time I got an OtterBox, I used to do that shit all the time.
All the time.
Yeah, just like dropping. People would freak out.
And be like, it's fine, baby.
Yeah.
I have an OtterBox.
I also have an OtterBox.
What do you have right now?
I just got the base, like
The
whatever
slippery
they
boy.
had. Yeah, whatever they had at the store at the time. So,
Wow.
Why not get an OtterBox?
well, because I already spent $1,200, and like at that point, an extra 50 was just like, it was too much. It's too much.
You know, the term OtterBox really gets fucked up when you remember that box is another word for vagina.
Yeah, and also when you can't pronounce words like me, and you instead of saying otter, you just slur it and into urder.
the Urderbirds.
And then you're like, oh, I didn't realize that the guy from Frozen was here.
I was going to say, wow, Jeremy, I didn't know you spoke Danish.
I thought that was Swedish Chef.
Oh, yeah.
I always think that like the yoo-hoo picks up a blowout.
So, do we want to talk now about the Ogo Pogo
Literally
from Canada?
pick anyone, because
or the
I'm
Popelik
gonna get
monster?
angry either way.
I want to leave. What is it?
Popelik monster?
I want to leave him for last.
How do you spell that? Is there a space?
Yes, POPE space LICK space monster.
I'm very curious as to how he got that name.
It is not as cool as you think it is,
What is
unfortunately.
it? The Catholic Church just has one on hand anytime someone's ass needs to be eaten.
We'll get there. Let's
I
talk
don't
about
like the fact that wasn't shot down. I
wasn't-
don't like the fact
no.
that was not shot down.
It has nothing to do with the actual Pope. Just
Is there a
just
fake Pope somewhere?
We both went to the same well for that one. But let's talk about the Ogo Pogo.
Yeah.
So this
Pogo
is
sticks. That's what that
well,
sounds.
the closest thing I can relate it to is it is the Canadian Loch Ness monster. It's not really a joke. This is a creature that lives in the Okanagan Lake in British Columbia.
BC.
Yeah,
That's why we always say, when something's a date, when we say BC, we're talking about like in
British
reference.
Columbia.
British
Yeah.
Columbia, yeah.
We're just talking about what's going on in Vancouver. Yeah. Now, the Okanagan Lake is the largest of the 5 lakes in the area. They are all freshwater lakes, and they're all connected by fjords. Do you know what a fjord actually is?
Hold on.
No idea.
Is it a man-made thing or is it a?
It's a natural thing.
Okay, so
I'm sure there is such thing as man-made fjords, but these are.
Is it where like a waterfall will go into like a lake, and
how
that
do you
lake will
spell
go
that?
into another waterfall?
That is a cataract, I believe.
How do you spell that?
A fjord.
Yeah.
FJORD.
Okay, yeah. There's a what's his name? Travis Williams D&D character.
Can I just tell you what a fucking fjord is?
Please
No,
do.
hold on. We're not done guessing all the infinite amount of options it can be. I'm gonna guess it's when 2 rivers combine into one river, making a super river.
I believe that is a delta.
Wait, is it like when a river leads into the ocean?
No, that's just how rivers work.
Is it?
Well, it's
Yes.
not. Is it like when you have the ocean, and there's a second smaller ocean?
That is a lagoon, I believe.
Okay. Wow, we're just.
I know a lot about water.
Yeah, no, you're just whipping out your water facts. I was not prepped for this.
So a fjord is.
Hold on. I don't remember guessing it correctly.
It has to do with lakes. It is fresh water.
Okay.
Get the ocean out of your fucking mouth.
I was about to say.
Adrian, you
my
got another
next-
text. Do you want to shatter
know.
your phone real quick?
Sure.
I just threw it off the table.
Jesus.
That second one was unintentional.
As he went to pick it up, it clipped to the bottom of the table and just flipped out of his hand.
Let me just tell you what a fjord is.
Is it like a man-made dam?
No, that's a dam.
Is it like a natural-made dam?
No, that's a dam.
What? Describe to me the location, but don't tell me what it is.
What do you mean?
Like if I'm there at the fjord, what am I seeing?
That's gonna tell you what a fjord is.
Nah, I don't think so.
So what you're seeing, definitely not the exact definition of a fjord, but what you're seeing is multiple lakes that are
Going into a small waterfall.
that have small rivers connecting it that are made through canyons.
I feel like what I said was basically that, but with some height differential.
Well, that's kind of the point. Because you're on a raised area, and there's a canyon that has small rivers that connect multiple lakes.
Okay, so it's like my hand.
Well, it's like a network
Like if
of
every
lakes.
finger had like a
had a
like
lake on it? Yes,
the tip,
actually,
and
yes.
then my palm was like.
Was like a plateau, essentially.
But is there another lake that they're all leading into?
It could be.
But
The fjord are like the in-between parts.
Oh, I see. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna whip this out. They could all combine and make a super river, also known as a delta.
I got
Sure.
excited when he said, I'm going to whip this out. Very disappointed.
His penis is already out, Adrian. You don't need to like ask him to whip it out. You want to defend yourself
No.
on that? Or okay.
No. Why would I defend myself from the truth?
Fair point.
Yeah.
So all these
I will also like to point out that yes, I am standing here naked, but Tyler.
well, you don't lie to people. You're sitting here naked.
That's true. But Tyler's sitting here with 2 nose rings that are going through both of his nipples, pinching them in the center of his chest.
Yeah. I've been trying to get you to get some as well. They're very comfortable.
And there's a small string that
Has a fruit roll up tied to it. Yeah, that's correct.
Why would? Is it just dragging along the floor?
Yeah.
All right.
I just want to keep it's like hanging there like a toilet paper roll, you know? So I can just go like,
I thought you meant you do that with toilet paper rolls, and I was just like, okay, I don't care. What? So there's a fjord, and then there's a pogo monster.
There's various fjords that connect various lakes, but the largest of these lakes in the area is the Okanagan Lake. This is where the Ogo Pogo is set to live, and reports of the creature date back to the First Nations that were in the regions, who are the people who actually named these lakes initially.
Uh-huh.
So just a quick description of the Ogo Pogo. It is reported to be anywhere from 10 to 12 meters long, which in freedom units is about 35 to 40 feet.
I know what meters are. Thank you very much.
That was mostly for Adrian.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to look at him because I
I
don't
don't
want to
really
make
know
him
the
feel
metric
bad.
system at all.
You're about 9 meters tall.
Am I?
No, that's way off.
I'm like, what the fuck?
I just said that because
Wait,
that's wrong.
Is that a lot or a little?
It's a lot.
Oh, okay.
A meter is almost exactly a yard.
Oh.
So
So you would be like,
9 feet tall.
yeah. Or well, no, because he said he was 9 meters tall.
Oh, I said 9 meters tall? Yeah,
Yeah.
you'd be like
30
feet tall.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
27, I think. Whatever.
Yeah, but it's 3.3.
Great point. Yeah, you would be about 30 feet tall. How does it make you feel?
Kind of small.
Would you rather be 30 feet tall or 3 feet tall?
That's it.
3 feet.
Really, I would say 30 personally.
Well, there's not very many chairs that you could get.
That's fine. I'll just go like sit on a car.
You're going to be sitting on a house, my friend.
A car's more like a beanbag chair.
Yeah, a car is like, oh, I just put a mat on the floor and I'm sitting on that instead. Like when you ball up your jacket and you're like, oh, at least it's not the bare floor.
So anyway, the
How are you
Ogo
going to drive
Pogo,
around when you're 30 feet tall?
I can walk. If
You
I'm
don't
30
walk
feet tall.
now. Why are you going to walk when you're 30 feet tall?
Because it would feel like a shorter distance because it'd be much larger.
I know that, like, you have 3 things put down, but the 30-foot tall man. Like, maybe we can just talk about that towards the end of this.
And maybe we'll talk about like frost giants at some point.
At some point, we'll just talk about all the fun things you can do while you're 30 feet tall. That'll just be a full podcast episode.
So the Ogo Pogo, about 35 to 40 feet in length. And it is hard to tell from different reports whether or not it has multiple humps on its body that breach the surface of the water, or if it's more of like a long serpent who snakes through the water. You know what I mean?
So it's another eel.
Well,
Yes, it's an enormous eel, essentially.
I feel like it'd be pretty noticeable if there was like a...
People have only seen it from like a pretty significant distance.
But wouldn't there be a big wake if its humps were sticking out of the water versus if it was serpentining?
So let's talk about that a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So the creature was originally sighted from, forgive me, the Secwepemc and the Sialix tribes that were native to the area. And they called the creature the Naitaka, was their name for it. Multiple translations for this word. What's up?
No, yeah, I'm wondering why we didn't just use that name and why we called it the Pogo Stick Monster.
I'm going to get to that, and it's way stupider than you think it is.
Nobody names anything the Pogo.
The Pogo Lick Monster.
Yeah.
No, so there are multiple translations for the term Naitaka, and they can range anywhere from water demon or water god, anywhere to sacred creature of the water. So the reason why it wouldn't leave such a big wake is because it literally controls the water. It's like a water god to the people of the area.
Or water demon.
Or a sacred creature of the water.
That feels like that's more the water demon, water god is just like a split of that first.
Yeah, right.
Uh.
Now, legend states that this creature required a sacrifice in order to ensure safe passage across the water, which the First Nations people would oblige with by sacrificing small animals. But one story tells of a visiting chief named, this is what was written, Tim Basket, spelled exactly how it sounds, Tim Basket. And Tim Basket ignored the warnings of the native people, claiming that he didn't believe that the beast existed. So he and his family got in a canoe and they went to go across the lake, where they were promptly sunken by the creature and drowned through a fierce storm that the Naitaka whipped up using its large tail.
They got hit by a storm? But aren't they in the lake?
No, the Naitaka made a storm with its tail that hit their canoe on this lake, and they sunk and drowned.
Wait, so the storm is what sunk them? I thought that like the thing like.
Well, so the Naitaka made a storm, and that storm is what sunk them, and the Naitaka then just dragged them down into the depths.
Gotcha.
Does that not sound accurate?
How big is this? Yeah, this doesn't. I mean, yeah, obviously. How big is this lake? Also, why is this? Is Tim short for something?
No, there's no space. It's just Tim Basket.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are you sure you're pronouncing it correctly?
No. But let's, before we get to the size of lake, it's comparable to the Great Lakes.
Yeah.
So, the Ogopogo's name, though, where we went from Naitaka to Ogopogo, the name has a bit of a contested origin, but historian Mark Orkin claims that it was first used, the name was first used in a song that was played in Vernon, British Columbia during the 1920s, where the line went, "His mother was an earwig, his father was a whale, a little bit of head and hardly any tail, and Ogopogo was his name." Orkin does not give a description of why that became the Naitaka's name, but that is where he first saw the word Ogopogo used. I don't get it either. Now, while this version of the song used the name Ogopogo, it was technically describing a different cryptid in the original version, which was meant, and it was only meant as like a novelty song that was originally written and played in Vancouver about 10 years prior. But the name sort of developed into Ogopogo. It fit in the region, and it seems that because early Canadian history wasn't too kind to the first people, or like the First Nations, much like early American history to the Native Americans.
Dude, is there really, like, do we really split those two into different...
I believe it's just what Canada calls the Native Americans.
Oh, I see. The First People is what you said?
Yeah, First Nations.
First Nations.
I think First People also fits, though. But they didn't treat them very well, so neither did America. All the white people who came to North America did not treat the Native population well. And so they wouldn't just keep the name for this creature. They'll keep the cryptid because it's neat, but then they just gave it this weird name, Ogopogo.
Because, like, I want to... It literally is a situation where it's not that much easier to pronounce.
No, not at all. In fact, I think Naitaka is easier.
Oh, because Ogopogo really does have a weird, like, 1920s, radio show.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, it's me. I'm coming in with the
We got another sighting of the Ogopogo.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
Come on.
No.
Come on, try it.
Do one.
No.
It's fun.
Come on,
No.
pretend
You
to be
don't
white
do
with
it.
us.
No.
Okay, first of all, pretend.
Well, we're not pretending.
Oh, he's pretending.
He's pretending to be white.
I thought you were like
us.
collectively. We're all pretending.
I know that's exactly what I said, but it's not what I meant.
Pretend to be off-white, eggshell.
Yeah. Or maybe like alabaster.
No.
All right, well, he did a great job. He said no.
He did what he wanted and he didn't care what anyone thought.
That's a word that fits in English and Spanish.
You were speaking English. Interesting. I was very thrown off by that.
God damn it, Jeremy.
Just another little weird thing, by the way, about the Ogopogo is Orkin also posits that a smaller, younger version of the creature may be referred to as Ogo pups.
What?
I don't know why, but I have found that piece of information in multiple spots, and I don't know why they found it important to put in the piece, and I don't know why I found it important to put in the piece, but it's in the piece.
Man, there's going to be a third group of people that are listening to this. No, they won't. But they're going to... they're going to be like...
When like Dylan or somebody is like, I'm going to start my own knockoff cryptid podcast.
I know somebody named Dylan.
He's the guy who made the meme about us. The first.
Oh
meme.
yes, I do know a person named Dylan. Hey Dylan, how's it going?
I'm freaking out, man.
We hung out that one time.
We shouted out Lindsay in the Bob Lazar episode, which is the last one that went up at the time of recording. I knew the exact moment she got to that part because she fucking blew up my Discord. I'm like, oh my God, my life is complete.
Which is weird because you would think that like she hears her name getting called by us all the time. it's not
We
like,
do hang out with Lindsay a lot.
yeah. It's like, oh my God, this has never happened before. They recognized me. I was there. And then she went and was like, well, I have their personal phone number, so I'm just going to quickly send them a message. And it's like, I think you're farther ahead. Why is it not called the Ogo Pogo? And I mean, sorry, I now realize I didn't preface that with because there's such a long gap. But in the edit, perhaps we'll cut that out.
Absolutely
so it will make more sense as to why.
That's going to be the segue back in.
As I was going to say as a child, as the Ogo Pogo pup, Ogo Pogo.
Well, no, the Ogo Pogo pup is the Ogo pup.
No. Ogo Pogo. It's like Pokemon, where it's like it has a cuter name.
Wait, so
the Ogo Pogo evolves into Ogo Pup, evolves into the Ogo Pogo.
Get rid of Ogo Pup. It's not there.
Just the Ogly Pogly evolves into the Ogo Pogo.
Yeah, and then there's Ogo like Pogmouth. Like it's like the last one's always someone being like, it's not a cute name, but
that's a mega evolution.
Yeah. The Ogo Poggers, the Ogo Pogchamp.
You know what? I'll allow the Ogo Poggers.
Most other sightings, by the way, of the Ogo Pogger is by early settlers in the region.
Really, it evolved at some point.
Yeah, and citizens that have seen the creature from a distance. And I wanted to put more sightings in here, but they're super anticlimactic.
I love the fact that you just specified citizens as if like people visiting were just like, I don't see it.
Well, because the initial settlers weren't Canadian citizens. Because now they're Canadian citizens.
Who,
but this was before Canada was a nation.
Who were the Canadian citizens before?
French and British citizens.
Who are you referring to?
Both the French and British settlers in the Canadian region, and now modern day Canada. They are now Canadian citizens.
What a weird place to split that hair.
Look, man, this is what I wrote.
I know that's what you wrote, but I was so confused. It'd be like if we were talking about like something 10,000 BC, and you were just like, keep in mind, they weren't citizens back then. And I'm like,
they weren't American citizens 10,000 years ago.
That country didn't
and
exist
tell
yet.
me I'm wrong.
And I would be like, yeah, but I don't know why I specify that, bud.
I think what I was writing here was meant to be like, it's been happening for a while, ever since they were settlers in the region, and up to today, now Canadian citizens are seeing them. But I wrote it in a stupid way.
Well, would you? I don't know. When they were still settlers, were they calling it Canada?
No.
So okay.
But there are reports that appear up to the latest I saw was September of 2018.
By the way, I just want to say that we say this all the time on the podcast. If we at any point say misinformation, do not try to correct us. We do not care.
So the one that's going up, the episode that's going up in 2 days as of time of recording is the Divination episode finally, which was my favorite one to do, by the way. I remember I was like kind of tiptoeing around parts of like horoscopes and astrology, and then you cut in and you were like, by the way, if anybody is offended by what we're saying here, good.
I don't remember saying that, but that sounds like something I would say.
But there are reports, the most recent I could see of Ogo Pogo reports were back in September of 2018. And most nowadays just describe him as a snake or a serpent rather than the humped monster that was described in early sightings.
How deep's the lake? How's he dragging people underneath?
I actually don't. I didn't look that up.
Didn't do your research.
Yeah, well, because I was like, I need to get into the Pope Lake monster and the squonk now.
That's true.
I can't wait for the Pope Lake monster.
I've been hyped for the Pope Lake.
So the last thing I want to say about the Ogo Pogo, by the way, is that many skeptics have pointed out that the area is just full of otters. Just hundreds and hundreds of otters. And otters like to swim in a line. So if a bunch of otters are swimming in a line and you see it in a distance, it could look like a serpent's multiple humps coming out from the water.
Yeah, but how did those people have their boat sunk? Did you think about that?
It was the evolution of the otter.
Yeah.
The otter pogo.
There's the
otter pogger.
otter, and then there's like Otterwrath.
Yeah, Oshawott. Yeah.
I don't like Oshawott because that sounds like another word that's very similar to that.
Like the Pokemon that's based on an otter that's actually called Oshawott.
Yeah, I'm sorry that they named it after a concentration camp. Don't know what to tell you.
Oh, no! He becomes what does he evolve into? I keep wanting to say.
I think that's
You're
after
just
my
describing.
I keep wanting to say Samurott, but I know that's wrong.
There's one
I'll
that's just a
Google it.
samurai otter.
Samurott.
Samurott?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, so it's close. Not Samurott, but Samurott. Oh, okay, whatever. Doesn't matter. So let's talk about the Pope Lick monster. You ready for
Please.
this,
no. Yes.
Which
Just
Pope
kidding.
did he lick?
Francis? So the Pope Lick monster, colloquially known as the Goat Man, is a cryptid native to Louisville, Kentucky, USA. He is part man, part goat, and part sheep. If you're asking me what's the difference between his goat part and his sheep part, I literally could not figure that out.
See, part goat, part sheep. What was the third one?
Part man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now he reportedly lives under a railroad trestle bridge that spans Pope Lick Creek, which is where the creature gets his name. It's just the name of the creek.
Wait, is this that one? There's like a Goatman's Bridge.
That BuzzFeed looked into?
Yeah.
It's not that one.
Ah,
There are a lot of goatmen that live under bridges,
okay.
like in cryptozoology. Most of them are, like the one I think that BuzzFeed did was that's just like a demon that takes the form of a goat man.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, I know.
He's like, oh, I don't want to blow them away with my demon form. Let's meet them halfway.
Where this one has slightly different origins. One of them satanic, but hold on. So given that this cryptid never really made it past being an extremely local urban legend, because it's not even like a cryptid of Kentucky. It's a cryptid of Louisville, Kentucky, specifically. Its motives and its origin story and its abilities aren't really super agreed upon because it never really hit a mass appeal and, people started to narrow down the specific things about it. So some reports claim that the creature can mimic voices or even potentially use hypnosis on travelers, and he's really into forcing them or tricking them into walking onto the tracks so they get hit by oncoming trains. Which I think is a real dick move, quite frankly.
Does he hang out by the tracks?
He lives under the railroad trestle bridge.
And he's not a demon.
Not a demon.
But he does look like a goat.
And
Yes.
a man.
Yes, and a sheep.
Maybe is he just like a goat wearing like a wool coat?
That's my new headcanon.
Yeah.
He's just like a satyr, but with like a wool coat.
Yeah.
It doesn't even look like a sheep coat. It's just like, it just is made of wool.
Yeah. And he's like, hey, what's going on? You should jump onto that bridge and be like super poggers. And they're like,
And they're like, well, I want to be
try it
super
out.
poggers.
Yeah, we'll try it out.
So his origin, that's the only thing that's really agreed upon with him is that he likes people to get hit by trains. But other claims,
He would not have done very well before trains.
no, he would not.
Like oftentimes these creatures, like they've been here forever, and now modern day's built. This guy was
Yeah.
just like, God, I want to kill people, but I just don't have the proper means yet. Then he sees a train, he's like, oh.
So to get them to get hit by the trains, which would be super poggers, is the mimicry, the voice mimicry, or the hypnosis. But some claims.
Why is someone mimicking my voice going to cause me to kill myself?
It would be like if you, me, and Adrian were hanging out on a railroad track for some reason.
Yeah,
as we do.
Yeah.
And it was real dark out, and then you heard Adrian saying like, hey, Jeremy, come here. And then you would run over and get hit by a train because it was really the Pope-like monster making Adrian's voice to trick you.
Wouldn't my response be, sorry, I can't hear you. There's a huge fucking train, like, very close to us. Can you what? Oh, is that the goat?
Yeah.
Is that the goat sound?
But maybe it's not the voice mimicry. Maybe that doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, no,
but
he
what does make
hypnotizes
sense
people.
are some claims that say he stands on top of the trestle, waiting for people to come by, and he's wielding a blood-stained axe, and he jumps down in front of people, scaring them so badly that they jump off the bridge themselves.
Where's he? What's the trestle on the bridge?
It's like the you know how they have the iron bars that like go, there's like the railroad and there's the iron bars above it that like hold it there, and apparently also punch the microphone.
No. Wait.
So think of the Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah.
You know how it has the big old fucking steel spires that have the cables that come off that hold the bridge up?
Sure. How are they holding the bridge up? That's a new question. That's the next episode.
That's just how physics works.
Yeah, no, it's a cryptid itself. They're like,
Also, I don't see any trussels on here.
oh, more
A trestle. Trestle.
What did you type in? Okay.
It just looks like a flat, like.
This
railroad
also
bridge.
looks like a very large bridge for me to casually not see someone standing on as I'm.
Well, it usually happens at night, so they can't see him.
Well, okay, that doesn't really fix my issue of the average person doesn't cross a massive bridge that's clearly on a train track.
Stop Googling things.
At night.
Stop Googling things, Adrian.
I did.
Hey, you want to go to town? Yeah, but, my car's broke down. Well, we can take the old train track shortcut. It's just cross the full bridge. And it's like, well, we were hit by a train. It's like, oh, we'll hear it coming. If we see a goat, we'll just tell him to fuck off. It's like, what if we don't see a goat? Are you kidding me?
We're gonna see it go.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the origin story of the creature. Right? There's three in particular. One of them super boring. Basically, a train came by and he was a creature that was being transported somewhere, and he just jumped right off, and now he lives there. That's one of the origin stories. It's fucking stupid. We're just blowing past that one. The two that are interesting.
Literally, the first thing I was gonna say was, I hope one of these is him just being like a regular goat. And then he turns into this creature, and your first thing was, I was just like, that kind of sounds like just he was a regular goat that turned into.
Well, why don't we reverse that a bit? Because one story tells of a farmer in the area who sacrificed countless goats in order to earn satanic powers. But after he died, he was never given the satanic powers until after he died, when he was resurrected as the monstrosity that now lives beneath the bridge. So he was a man who became a goat rather than a goat becoming a man.
Well, that just makes sense.
Yeah.
That's good storytelling.
Yeah, that's just how satanic powers work.
Yeah.
Not a demon taking the form of a goat.
It sounds
just
like a demon.
Just a man infused with satanic powers that becomes a goat.
Look, I know that I'm beating a dead horse right now, but if that
Beating
dude,
a dead goat?
Well, no, he's beating a dead goat and he's getting satanic powers out of it.
Right.
But some other dude fucked a corpse and was just like, yeah, I got my powers immediately.
I didn't have to die for it.
Yeah, and
just that guy did.
And also, I think I'm immortal and I can summon crows and I can turn into a bat. And what can you do? He's like, I'm just stuck as this goat.
Yeah,
also, I spent like 50 years of my life not having these powers. Like, I ran my farm into debt.
But I do have an axe and a nice wool coat.
Why did he get an axe when he became the devil? He's like, what's your power? It's like, you could swing an axe.
I think he just took an axe and just used it. But the funny thing is, he never really uses it. It's bloodstained, but I couldn't find anything of him being like, yep, and then he hacked up my friend with an axe. Like,
if someone was hacking up my friend, I would jump off the bridge.
Yeah, probably. But another origin story about the Poblik monster is that he was an escaped carnival creature gone mad, or even the unholy abomination created by a, quote, circus freak to get revenge on those who mistreated him.
I feel like those were two separate kind of origins that you just baked into one.
Yeah, essentially.
Sorry, for a second there, I thought there was a giant spider web above your eyes.
Oh, that would have been awful.
But it turned out it was...
Stop punching the mic, Jesus.
At least we know where that is in the timeline. Yeah, it just feels like you have a goat, and they were just like, he has an axe, and they're like, what's his power? And he's like, he makes you jump off a bridge because you're frightened. And that's the end of this story.
Well, no, there's actually an even stupider part of this story.
Is he an alien?
He licks ass.
I hope he's an alien.
That licks ass, yes. How'd you know, guys? I told you not to read the outline this week. Now, so the legend of the Poblik monster became a bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? Because of its legend describing...
It became true.
Yes. So many of its legends describe the Poblik Bridge as abandoned, where it does have the tracks on it, but, trains don't use it anymore. But that's fucking wrong. It's still a major rail line where giant cargo trains actually go through.
Oh, and people are walking on it.
Looking for the Poblik monster and getting hit by fucking trains.
How
Lots
Are they
of
not
people.
seeing it coming?
Because they're already on the bridge and they can't outrun the fucking train.
Yeah, that's true, but just crawl off of the bridge.
It's a
very tall.
ass bridge.
Yeah, you would
yeah,
die
but
if
I
you
mean,
jumped off.
I'm not saying. First of all, I'm aware. I saw a photo of the bridge. I'm able to judge height and whether or not I will live if I jump off of it. I know that wasn't what you're implying, but I just want to make sure that you know that. But dangle. Do the old dangly do.
You'd be like shooken off.
All right, fucking where is this? Kentucky?
Yeah.
Louisville?
Yeah, Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah, okay.
You want to go hit by a train?
I'll go fucking get hit by a train right fucking now.
I do have some bad news though about that, Jeremy.
They took the train down. They took the bridge down.
What they did-
killed the monster.
What they did to deter would-be cryptozoologists is that there is about an 8-foot fence around the area.
Are you telling me that I can't jump an 8-foot fence?
No, what I'm telling you is you absolutely can, and that's the stupidest deterrent I've ever fucking heard. Several people every year are getting hit by trains looking for this stupid fucking goat dude, and they're like, what if we just put up a fence? I saw a picture of the fence. It's not even like barbed wire at the top of it.
That's
It's
what I was gonna
just
say,
a fucking fence.
All right, so here's the idea. I walk in the middle of the bridge. We'll do it broad daylight so we can record it. Train's coming. I don't start moving until it's on the bridge.
All right, I'm sold.
And then I'll just do, as I say, what they call in the industry a dangly do, where you drop down and you're holding onto the edge. And you know what? I saw there's some cross beams and things under the bridge. Crawl into that. Slide down. I could probably get down to the bottom. I'll climb back up just to prove a point. It's basically a ladder.
Yeah?
That's what we'll do.
Okay, buddy.
And by the way, I won't even need to jump over the 8-foot bridge. They're going to open it for me. 8-foot fence, not 8-foot bridge. There's a second bridge. You got to cross that. Only 8 feet. It's the practice bridge.
So there is a reason why I didn't want you guys Googling things for this one. And it's because the last time I did a Rapid Fire Minor Cryptids episode, Jeremy, you asked... You had the idea that I potentially got 3 cryptids and I made one of them up. And if I made one of them up, you would want to guess which one it was at the end of the episode. So I want you to know that one of these is made up.
Are you fucking shitting me? First of all, it's obviously the goat dude.
So you think it's the Poplic monster that's made up?
No, I don't think anything. But yes, I do.
What do you think is made up,
all right,
Adrian?
so here's the thing. I do believe that in the South there might be a legend about a goat man on a bridge.
I mean, there's plenty.
There's plenty.
Well, we looked up a photo of one of them. So
Of the squawk, which is why I'm mad about that one. Yeah,
so it's a
Sorry.
50-50.
You should have told me. I would have
But then you
Arguably,
would have
he did.
suspected it.
Arguably, he did. He said, hey, don't look them up. And you said, hold on.
I'm looking it up. Sorry, I can't hear you over Google looking up squonk.
And then based on this episode, you just smashed your phone into the desk for no reason.
Yes.
So we have the Ogo Pogo, we
Yeah.
have the Poplic monster, and we have the squonk. Which one did I make up?
I think it's the
It
Ogo
would have been a
Pogo.
fucking really impressive task to do the squonk. Because that would have implied that you just filled the internet with...
Yeah, which is why I didn't want people Googling pictures of it.
You should have said something first.
So I guess the Ogo Pogo or the Poplic monster, which one
It
do you think
has
is
to be
made
the
up?
Poplic monster.
I think it's the Ogo Pogo.
Okay, can you explain to me why you think it's the Ogo Pogo?
Because I've never heard that otters like swim in a line. That might be true. It might not.
I want to point out that
And
a
if
third
it,
of this
if,
episode
if
was
it
just
is true,
worthless.
not saying that it is or isn't true, but if it is true,
That's the cutest shit I've
it'd
ever
be
heard.
pretty fucking cute. Yeah, right?
But also Ogo Pogo, sea monster that the natives consider a god. That sounds like Jabu Jabu from Legend of Zelda.
Okay. You know the wind fish is like an actual thing, right? Like in mythology?
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
All right, and why do you think it's the Poplic monster, Jeremy?
Because I guessed. I actually don't think it's the Poplic monster. You gave me a lot of detail, but that also is one of the reasons why.
You
Because
gave a lot of detail on both. On all
we
three.
really struggle to get details sometimes, and you were just like, bam, it does this, bam, it does that, bada bing, you do that.
So
Now,
you think it's the Ogo Pogo?
I have no fucking clue what I
you
think.
had to pick one.
Because here's the thing. One, it has to be the bridge because you gave a description of the bridge that wasn't true. You clearly didn't look up what the bridge looked like, and more importantly, yeah, it has to be the
Okay, but also
it's Goat Boy.
What was the Native American or Native whatever's name.
Oh, fucking Jesus Christ.
It was
Hold
like
on.
Tim Beckham or something.
Oh, Tim Basket?
That's so true.
Yeah, you're talking about the chief Tim Basket? I thought you were asking the name of the tribes, which are the Sequepemic and the Sailix, I think.
I just don't think that like a native chief
Would you name Tim Basket?
No.
I'm going to stick to my guns and say it's Goat Boy.
Okay. So do you want to know which one is real and which one is fake?
Wait, this is bullshit. This is I can't believe you've done this. They're
all
real.
fake. They're all fake.
Well, okay,
How again? One of them can't be fake. We saw one of them in real life.
Oh, no, he means that cryptids are all fake.
That is true.
But 2 of these are a real established cryptid and 1 isn't.
I feel like this is a double bluff. You haven't made up any of these. You're
You know me way too well,
Yeah.
Jeremy. These are all real. These
Yeah.
are all real cryptids.
because
Now I gotta look up the
you were like, hey, yeah.
So the thing about the trestle bridge for Poplik is I saw a very, very old image of the bridge, which appeared to have that
It actually
above
had
it.
a
It might not anymore, and maybe I was just seeing the picture wrong, but that's what it looked like to me. What's really weird, too, is when you search up the Poplik monster, one of the first things that comes up is a picture of the bridge. I thought the Poplik monster was supposed to be in that image somewhere.
dude, okay.
So I was looking for a while to be like, where the fuck is a goat man in this? I don't see shit. I just see a bridge. Because it was just a picture of a bridge.
I'm not. So the weirdest part when it was on, I was like, wait, hold on. Like it couldn't, it had to be Goat Boy because there wasn't you described part of the bridge that wasn't there. Your face, I was so confused because you sat there being like in retrospect, you're probably sitting there going, hoo, 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 I have defeated him in this conquest of intelligence, but really the face I saw was someone that was fucking furious. Like, I don't know why, but your face of like, I've really won this battle was like you walked in on someone just murdering your wife and then just described you in graphic detail how much she enjoyed it. and then I'm just sitting here
Well, at least
like,
after that, I get to be a skinwalker.
oh no.
That's true.
Because it's a mirror, right? And you killed your wife, and oh no, that wouldn't work, doesn't it?
I think that would work.
Because it's
someone close to you. It's just usually a sibling.
it's not.
It's not always someone blood related, but you just kill someone who's extremely
Oh, that's
close
right.
to you.
Because we talked about how like friends would.
Yeah, because you popped into my Discord at one point. I'm like, hey, what's up, brother? And you're like, don't say that, or else you might kill me to become a skinwalker.
That is true. I did say that. That was funny.
By the way, there's a statue
What are
of the
you
Ogo
looking at
Pogo.
on
This is the
the-
Ogo Pogo.
Yes. So you know how people do that thing where they make statues and submerge them in water to be found?
I thought
That
I
would-
was going fucking blind because I didn't realize any of those images were underwater.
That would freak me the fuck out.
What,
Yes.
just seeing a diver waving at you?
Yeah, there's fucking. I don't trust divers. Breathe air, dumbass.
It really terrifies me because a lot of times you hear people are trying to make workspaces more diverse. And I'm like, I hate divers.
That is a joke that is not going to get enough credit. But yeah, I had fun with this one. I promise you, I will promise you right now, the next time I do a rapid fire minor cryptids episode,
You will tell us ahead of time so we don't just immediately Google all 3 names.
yes, well, just be aware. Do not Google them because next time I will make one up. I promise you.
Okay.
All right.
Pinky swear.
I'll
It's the
take that
most
swear.
sacred of swears.